Welcome to Module 10. By now, you should be familiar with this format. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to share a few things that I did. You can go through the resources on your own. You can copy and paste into GPT and customize. So my main concern, I want to show you how to customize it for your business. So as I've done in the other modules, I've pasted in the slide and I've pasted in my prompts. And ChatGPT gives me a very nice generic, here's what you could do with this. I'm not going to read into that because I'm not too worried about it. But by now, you should recognize how I've created the categories of experts to guide our project. And I'm asking for at least 3 world-class individual experts. Now, the word world class, you can use whatever you want, but I find I get the best results when I use world renowned, world class, widely recognized, etc. So I'm looking for the best of the best, not average. And I recommend you just take a look and see who it recommends as experts in these categories. Some really good categories here. I'm not going to read it to you. And then, based on our expert categories and individual experts, what are some best practices that we must continue? So, John Maxwell is definitely one of the people I look to for team leadership. Simon Sinek. I'm not familiar with Patrick Lencioni. Oh, actually, that's a lie. I have heard of the book. I just didn't recall his name. Um, David Jennings, Michael Gerber. So these are all names I would expect to see here. You'll get familiar over time. Um, Jim Collins is the author of Good to Great, Gamification, Success and Productivity. So what I did is I asked for those best practices. And then the promise I made on the slide was that I would like to teach you how to use ChatGPT for team collaboration. So I asked ChatGPT, based on that, to create these 4 things. First, an onboarding guide. Actually, there's 3 things in here. So there's an onboarding guide, training materials, and role descriptions. Then I asked it to create a team training template. And then based on that, I asked for an SOP for creating those 4 things. So you can use that SOP, and this is where you can tailor it. I'll show you that before we wrap up. And then I asked it to create an employee onboarding SOP using these experts. So it created a lot of content. And again, you have access to all of this, so you can copy and paste. I'm not going to make you read it. I'm not going to bore you with reading it to you. But here it is. It created a detailed SOP for employee onboarding. And more importantly, it created an SOP for creating onboarding guides, etc. Now, it cheated and it did it all 3 at once. So clearly, I would break this down into each of the 3 so that you get better results. But here's where you can customize it is you can say, in my business, we do this, this, and this. So you just type it at the bottom. Based on the specifics of my business, can we adapt the above SOP to my business specifically? And you can literally tailor this. Your imagination is the limit here. But really, truly, if you create good employee onboarding, it will solve most problems in a business. In my humble experience, my humble opinion, most of the problems I see in business are because we don't onboard employees correctly, we don't train them correctly, and we don't hold them accountable. Those are the 3 biggest problems. Most people say, oh, it's employee, it's their fault. We always blame the employee. Um, I learned a long time ago when I tried to train virtual assistants, I'm not the person to train them. And I'm going to be honest, when I trained them, I wasn't happy with the results. And I kept saying, how is it possible? Um, how is it possible that I can keep hiring idiots? And what I realized was it was because I was the idiot training them. So, surprise, surprise, most of the time the problems in a business are our fault. And I'm not saying that to pick on anyone. I'm saying it because the good news there is that means we can fix it. If your employees have checked out, if they're not doing well, it's because they're not motivated. They don't feel that they've been trained. They feel frustrated. So our job is to create the systems, the processes, the training to help them excel, exceed at their job. So that's how you can customize this. This is just a teaser video. We will be doing more detailed examples, but I want you to learn how to do this yourself. So open up the Word document, upload it to ChatGPT, and have a conversation with the document. It is literally as simple as clicking on the little paperclip and saying, are you able to access this document? If so, can we customize it to the specifics of my business, please? And watch this. So if you don't know where to start, always ask, what questions must I answer in order to customize this for my business? And there you go. And by the way, once I've answered these questions, I'm going to save them in a Word document. And every time I'm working on something, I'll upload that document for context. So that is module 10. I hope you have fun optimizing your team. And again, we'll deal with details, specifics as we go. Right now, I just want you to learn how to use ChatGPT to improve team collaboration. That is the most important lesson. And again, you can have conversations about team collaboration. I promise you'll learn things faster than you could if you were to try and learn it in life through trial and error.